Hi guys, thanks so much for booking Tilley. This is a little instruction video so you can pause it and watch what we're doing, and this is how to set her up. And then there's Tilley to start off with. Hi guys, so this is your first part of the setup, so you can choose whether you want it sofa mode or standing up. Sofa mode would mean you just don't use these bottom parts of the legs and it's just going to go lower, so when you're taking photos people are sitting around the sofa and it's a lot more easy. But let's do it so you're standing up. So first of all you get out the main legs, just open them up, pretty self-explanatory. You've got the screws, put on and screw on. And we'll come back later once I've done all three, because you don't want to watch me doing this. So I hope you had a cup of tea and relaxed for a bit. I've got all the legs on, so I'm going to turn her up. So she's a vintage piece, so obviously give her some love. And the best way to do it for stability is to have one leg at the back, two legs at the front, and then you've got this little wing nut at the top, if you'd like to zoom in with me. Take that off, but obviously please don't lose that. That's the one bit that we haven't been able to connect up. So, first thing you do is you make sure that you've got your wing nut in your hand, lift out Tilley via there. She's quite robust, but I mean, forget it, she's a vintage piece, so you need to be a little bit careful. So, to be able to attach the wing nut, you need to tilt Tilley backwards, and then you've got the nut screw just here to get a good screw on. Alright, and you can just tip her back. So that is that so far. Now we're going to go on to battery operation and setting up that way. So you see here you get two batteries and a charger. Both batteries come fully charged, last about 3 hours, but you'll know if one needs to be replaced by the ring light will go out. Try and get someone that's not drinking or something to check if you are using batteries, but the iPad will still run, just the ring light won't, so you won't get very good photos in the evening. So we're going to take number one, number two, we'll talk about the charger later. So we're going to come up, open Tilley via the catch. If you'd like to come a little bit closer, camera lady, catch just up there, and just undo that. Just be a little bit careful when you're opening her. Alright, so that's on there. So, if you can see here, we've got the connector, and then we've got the arrow there. So please, please, please ensure that arrow to arrow. If you don't do that and you reverse the polarity, the ring light will blow up. It's in our T's and C's that we just will say, well, it's your fault. So don't do it. Alright, arrow to arrow, quite simple. So plug in arrow to arrow. Just expecting it to blow up then, just for fun. You can see down here as well, there's a couple of little arrows just to basically say put the battery in there. There's a little hole. She is a vintage piece, so it doesn't fully fit in, but she does wedge in there quite nicely. So next thing to do is, you see here it says dimmer on off. Just turn that on, that turns on the ring light. We can adjust settings later. And you've got the power on button. You're just going to press and hold that approximately 4 to 5 seconds. And the Apple logo should be coming on underneath there. This is your remote for the ring light. So we're going to close her up now. Don't put the lid back on. As you can see, the Apple logo has come on. That's from the power on button. From here you've got the manual of what to do, but essentially 30% during the daytime, 60%, 80%, and then you've got the different modes of lighting depending on whether you want yourself nice and beautiful and all warm like you're in the tropics, or you want it nice and white like you're in the Arctic. No, it's daylight and warmer settings, so you adjust how you want. You can take a few photos, mess around with it. Once you've chosen your desired setting, let's go 60 and let's go 420k, so it's a warm light and about 60%. Going to put that back in here, just slot it down there, close back up, brilliant. Last thing to do is you pop this around the back. Is you've got a little spirit level there. We want to essentially move her back, and as you can see there, she's not completely on, so you just need to move the tripod a little bit to ensure that you are sitting level, essentially. That way you're going to get a nice level shot. That's, there you go. So she's nice and level now. Oh, hi guys, this is just a little explainer about mainlining in. So if you don't want to use the two batteries and have to change it out every 3 hours if you're going all day, then you can mainline in. So we have right at the top your power cable, and then this is your trip hazard cord. So if you're really close to a wall, you don't need to use it, but if it's staying out a little bit, then you do. Essentially, you put it on the ground, hide the cable underneath it, and then it will stop people tripping over. That's that. Mainline power cord. It gives you about 5 meters worth of room. So what you're going to do is you are going to slide her up. Come around here, camera lady. As you are going to get that, and we're just going to slide her in there, and we're going to open up Tilley. And then you're going to go rooting. You're going to go rooting around. Pull her up through here. And then what you will see is it will say mainline just here. So disconnect, that's the battery cable. Plug in the mainline cable, he says. Connect up. That's all fine. It's really nice just visually to wrap her around the back leg just a couple of times. Just makes it look a little bit more stylish, and the devil is in the detail. And then obviously you're going to lay that with the connector to connect in, if you're with me. Connect in, and then that's going to plug into your main line. So that's in the wall. Then, as I said, you can lay this over the cable for protection so no one trips up. But if you're right next to a wall, then you don't need to. Alright guys, so charging the battery. Imagine you've got one battery already running in Tilley. All you do is just follow the symbols, be aware of white arrow to white arrow. So connect up white arrow to white arrow. And plug her in. It's as simple as that. There's little blue lights here. You can see that's fully charged. When it's fully charged, the lights will be fully charged. That's about it, really. Yeah. So this is the screen that you will see when the iPad all loads up, and this is the operation just to get the Wi-Fi going. Mobile data is currently already running and will run automatically, but obviously if you are in a no signal area but you do have Wi-Fi, this is how to do it. So you press your finger at the top just here. That's going to bring up all your settings that you can see just there. Then you've got your Wi-Fi settings, so press and hold that. Then Wi-Fi searching. Press and hold one more time. That shall bring up all of the Wi-Fi networks that you might want to load into. So I'm going to click on ours. That's going to take you to the password. Go and have another cup of tea or whiskey, and I'm just going to type the password in because it's hella long. Back in a bit. So I hope you've had a nice whiskey cocktail. Old fashioned is my favourite. I could tell you a story about that, but I won't. So I've entered the password. Up here, you just click join. So it should be loading in now if all goes well. You can see the tick just there, so that says that you've joined, and then the best way to get out is just from the bottom, flick up, and that brings you back to the home screen. What we're going to do now is basically press that green button, and that is going to start your session. Then you don't need to do anything else. If anything goes wrong at any point in any time, the best thing to do is flick up from the bottom, and if that doesn't work, then open up Tilley, power down, and power back on, and that will reset the iPad and the booth. So that's everything done there. We're going to press touch to start, brand nano, or scan your QR code. So if my wife just gently goes out of the way for a second, I'm going to press it because she's going to be in the picture, and I know she doesn't want to be because she's wearing just Jimmy Jammies. Let's put this hat on me. So touch to start, you get to choose everything that you want and have a lovely time. We are on the end of the phone and email if you need us, but enjoy her. She is only one of two, there are no others in the world, so she's pretty unique and cool. Have a lovely time with her, and we can't wait to hear about how much you are loving her. Sorry about my lack of smilage, it's quite late at night and I'm a little bit tired, but yeah, thank you, bye bye. Lovely, so this final little stage is just shut down a Tilley. So you've had an amazing time, you'll be partying hard, many of you are passed out in the corner, many of you aren't, and one of you is going to shut down Tilley. Brilliant. So all you need to do is you open her up, you are going to press the power button for about 5 seconds and just have a quick look, and it says slide to power off. Slide that button, powers off. That is the iPad now shut down. Then what you do is you get this button just here, you turn off the light ring. Then with the 2 arrows, disconnect, close her up, and basically repeat the process of the setup into the box. So battery will go back, you will tilt her backwards, undo. Hi guys, so this is just a shutdown. So we've shut down the batteries, we've shut down the main line. This is just the final stage, which is essentially the opposite of setting it up. Yay! But just thought we'd show you anyway, just in case. My dad used to say, keep it simple, stupid. So undo the wing nut, keep hold of the wing nut. The wing nut is everything. If you're a surfer, you know about wing nut. If you don't, then go check it out. Wing nut. Endless summer. So take off the lid, the head, top of Tilley, placing it back in the way it should go. The wing nut. Wing nut. My treasure, wing nut. Screw that back on. You get a prize if the wing nut comes back to us. You don't, but you'll get my everlasting thanks because it's imperial, not metric.
It's a vintage.
It's a vintage wing nut. Okay, so obviously undo these. We'll fast forward this point for you. How lucky you all are to watch me screw and unscrew. Seen the wife's face then. It's like, only I get to do that. So, top of the tripod, top of the thing. Basically, it goes in this way. You can't put it in the other way. So, yeah, just follow what we're doing. So you're going to put that in there. Shield goes in. Lid goes back on. It's only the wing nut that might get lost. Please don't lose the wing nut. Alright guys, thank you for everything. Philly's out.